welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing a Vintage Cube draft. Patreon subscriber Femi has challenged me to trophy with an aggressive strategy, because I always end up combo or control when I cube and do it my way. The challenge there is I'm not going to pass Counterspell or Vamp Tutor or Underground Sea for a Select Shot show off just because I'm trying to draft aggro. Counterspell and Reprieve, Counterspell, it could be an aggressive slanted Izzet or Azorius strategy. I'm just going to take Counterspell. That's what I would take if I was under no rules here. We've got Intrepid Adversary, Shieldred, Caustic Bronco. Ooh, Dimir Tempo? That's an aggressive strategy. It wasn't defined particularly well what qualifies as aggro, but if I stay low to the ground and build a tempo deck, I think I could get away with that. I trophied off camera. I did one warm-up on a day where I had a couple hours here and there. It didn't make sense to record, but I trophied with Boros just on the first try. It's a shame we wasted that one. I'm going to take Mox Opal, Guardian Scale Lord. I'm not taking that this early. Raphelos is exciting. I hate green so much, so much. This is the second draft I've done of this challenge, and I had an insane looking green-white deck last time, and as you can see, I'm still playing. Hey, Tundra starts to open up Esper stuff. White is one of the aggressive colors, white and red. Yeah, I'm just going to take Tundra, keep my options open. I could still end up Rakdos this draft, I have no idea. Hey, Badlands. There's Adeline, she's really good. I'm really far away from casting her. Creeping Tar Pit is an on-color duel for all the things I already have. But if I want to sell this as an aggro deck, I am going to need some low-to-the-ground creatures in it. And I think Badlands just keeps my lanes open. Subtlety is here. Really the only pick for me is Subtlety. Or Cryptic Code. Cryptic Code attacks pretty well. Subtlety is interaction, though, which I value extremely highly. Yeah, I'm going to take the Subtlety. Liliana Kaito, Hostile Investigator. Okay. My lane is open here. Kaito does reward you for attacking. Draw a card, discard a card unless you've attacked. Liliana is meaningful interaction. Hostile Investigator is interaction, kind of. That is also card advantage. It's disruption, not really interaction. I think I take Liliana here. Valky. That is a cheap disruptive threat that I do have the Badlands to turn on in the late game. I'm taking Valky. GIX. Okay, GIX on the wheel here is insane. I wasn't going to first pick this, but now that I'm in kind of a trying to make Dimir tempo happen, GIX is exactly the payoff you're looking for. We got Recurring Nightmare on the wheel. I don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but it is the pick for me here. Waterlogged Grove is a cantrip land, but Recurring Nightmare is way better. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile, way over here. None of these cards are really for me, nor could they really be considered aggressive. Maybe Guardian Scale Lord. I do have a Tundra. I guess Scale Lord at the top of an Esper curve could be a thing. Interesting. Drafting with stipulations is so much fun. I would never have ended up in this deck if I was just doing my own thing. But I'm not doing my own thing. I'm doing a different thing. Nettlecyst could lean itself to some blue artifact strategies. Goryo's Vengeance. I'm not taking Goryo's Vengeance. All right, Nettlecyst is over there. Benevolent Bodyguard in the maybe pile. And I guess I'll take Blooming Marsh. Put it over in the maybes. And Relic Warder. Okay. Another white creature, super late. I could end up cutting Counterspell and Subtlety and being black-white, if that's where these packs go. A Memory Lapse is exciting. This is exactly the type of thing where if you're on board, it feels like Time Walk when you cast it. Proph's Eidetic Memory can make my creatures heckin' large. Bone Shard's just efficient on-board removal. I don't think I'm going to be a Yogg-Wheel deck. I think I'm pretty enamored with the idea of a Dimir tempo attacking deck. I'm going to take Memory Lapse for that. Force of Negation, Mana Drain, Lazav, Phyrexian Metamorph, Long Goodbye. All of these are exciting. Lazav is an attacking creature that also provides passive graveyard hate. I don't think I can pass Mana Drain, though. If I plan on countering any spells, this is a really good one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in this pack I'd be happy to wheel. Yeah, I'll take the Drain. Okay, there's Urza and Chrome Mox in this pack. I think it's just Chrome Mox. If I want to get low and be on board early, which is what I want to be doing here, I like Snuff Out, love Urza, but Chrome Mox is really just the one here. Malcolm is an aggressive, flying, evasive creature that I can stick and then put some counter spells behind. Cataxian Probe is fine. Carnage Interpreter is pretty dope. If this wheels, I'll take it. I am shaping up to be a black deck, but Malcolm is cheaper and evasive. Sheoldred's Edict, Fractured Identity, Umezawa's Jitte. I think I want Fractured Identity here. I'm already kind of touching white at the top end. Ooh, this Windswept Heath accesses my Tundra, but doesn't do anything else. Never mind, I don't feel that bad about it. Gothy Voidwalker and Tishana's Tidebinder are both tricky little creatures that I can put in a tempo deck, and I'm going to go with Voidwalker because Reanimator is how I usually lose games. Bitter Triumph, Chrome Hope, Sea Shark. I'm going to take Bitter Triumph because frequently I end up at the end of these drafts like, oh wait, I have all these cool creatures but no interaction, and that's a good piece of interaction. Trips Titan, Atraxa, Ashen Rider, Batterskull, Kozilek. This is a lot of big, juicy chunguses. Trips Titan is insane with Recurring Nightmare. Atraxa is just better, though. I don't think I'm playing any of these cards, but I do have a Recurring Nightmare. I'm going to hide that Atraxa over there and think about it. Okay, we got Bone Shards. Adding to the interaction suite. Got Long Goodbye, Lazav, and Metamorph back. I have picked up 2 removal spells since the last time I saw Long Goodbye. I've also picked up 2 2-drop creatures since the last time I saw Lazav. I think I want Lazav. Metamorph and Long Goodbye are probably both better cards than that, but trying to play in the spirit of this tempo deck I'm trying to draft, I want another 2-drop. I just want to be on board on turn 1 or 2 most games, and then from there we can figure out the rest. Life Death is more Reanimator stuff. Yeah, I'll tuck Life Death over in the sideboard in case we need it. I'm not playing any of these cards. Lush Portico to the sideboard, I guess. Scrapwork Mutt. No. Sure, Wishclaw to the sideboard. Arc Trail. I'll put that in the sideboard. If I end up Grixis instead of Esper, or if I can just support it, I do have a Badlands. If I find like a Polluted Delta or a Marsh Flats that can tie all this together, I might consider adding red to the deck. Brazen Borrower, Library, Virtue, Fairy Mastermind, Animate Dead. I think it's Brazen Borrower. Fairy Mastermind is kind of the perfect thing, but I do have a bunch of 2s already, and Brazen Borrower is interaction and a flying threat. Checking 2 boxes. Fairy Mastermind is exactly the type of card I was looking for this deck, though. Scrubland is excellent for the colors I'm trying to play. Thieving Skydiver is fine for the deck. Duelist Mine is fine for the deck. Graveyard Trespasser is fine for the deck. I think we'll wheel one of these, and I'm just going to take the Scrubland now. Ponder, Baleful Strix. Teferi. I'm not close to this Pest Infestation. Fire Covenant is pretty sweet, but it is on the red splash, the third splash, or the second splash color, 4th total color. Baleful Strix just exists in my colors. Teferi's a top-end banger. I think I want Ponder, though. Let's just set up this aggro curve and keep it rolling. 3 steps ahead, another counterspell. Forensic Gadgeteer is just some guy. Another Exhume. Could have had a dope Reanimator deck here. Oh, Vindicate's in this pack, too. I'm not great at white mana yet, is the problem with Vindicate. I am really good at counterspells, though. Okay, I will take Vindicate. Turok Dreadcantor. The Sword of the Meek is long gone. I think that was pack 1. I could take Luminarch Aspirant, but that makes white way not a splash anymore, but a core color. Turok's in. How good am I at Beseeching the Mirror? Does that even do anything? I'm not very good at bargaining, and I don't have anything good to get. So, not doing that. Soul Cauldron or Peatland. I'm not much of an upheaval deck either. A lot of good cards that you just don't get to think about when you decide to take an aggro challenge. Ledger Shredder is the type of thing I'm looking for. You're in. Deep Cavern Bat, let's go. One of the best things I could ask for. Virtue of Persistence on the wheel. Gaia's Cradle still in this pack. Nobody is interested. Virtue is removal though. And a super endgame backup plan if we get crazy grindy somehow. I guess I have Mana Drain in my deck. Virtue of Persistence is live. Anything's live with Mana Drain. We did catch Graveyard Trespasser on the wheel. That is the best card for the deck. My mana is going to be bad. Did I even see a fetch land this draft? I don't think I passed one. I'll take this Baleful Strix as a potential card for my deck. Exhume, put it in that sideboard package. Not playing any of these cards. Bergie to the sideboard. Limdwell's Vault, Beseech the Mirror. Alright, fine. I'll put Beseech the Mirror in my sideboard. Limdwell's Vault, I'm not playing for sure. And I get to put a Bring to Light in the sideboard at the end. Okay, we got no power and horrible mana. Badlands isn't doing anything. Let's see what we can do playing just honest little disruptive magic. Efficient curve. Low to the ground. Pretty good interaction across the spread here. If I were to add lands right now, do I want a Plains in here? I have Tundra and Scrubland that could cast 2 5-drops and a 3-drop. I have Pondered that can help smooth it out. Plains really sucks though. I have a lot of double blue costs. This is 14 lands right now, plus Chrome Mox. I have some cuts to make. I think the Vindicate on the splash is just asking too much, just asking to have a dead card in your hand. Oh, I do have this Valky. Do I want this Valky? If I want Valky, I'm playing Badlands. If those are a package, I move Badlands back in for now. I need at least one more cut here. I could bring in Graveyard Trespasser out of the sideboard if Dothy Voidwalker and Lazav aren't enough to do that job already. But that does also have passive reach, and it's really hard to remove. Or costly to remove. Maybe not hard. I could bring in Turok if that becomes better, but him to Turoking people and finding ways to spend 4 mana in this deck are actually both pretty tempting. Yeah, I think I am going to cut the Trespasser and play 16 lands. I currently have 8 black sources and 7 blue sources in. Multiple of my blue cards are double blue, but the core of my deck is black. I'm going to lean heavier on black and hope that the blue kicks in later. Okay, this deck is, I feel like 2 fetch lands or dual lands short of where I'd be really happy with the mana. I think we're going to struggle to cast our spells, but it's got a plan, and it certainly counts as aggressive. Let's get in. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. Okay, I have mono blue in my hand with a handful of black cards, including multiple double blacks. I'm going to mulligan this. I just need to cast spells. Alright, this one's better. Keep this and put probably Basic Swamp to the bottom. Hope they're not a Wasteland deck. Zagoth Triome. Ooh, I could turn one a thing. Just shove this Ledger Shredder in here. Probably pitching Bone Shards to do it. Yeah, let's go. That's what I built my deck to do. Wish this wasn't on the mulligan. Now I'm down 2 cards. And if they just have a removal spell, I'm in trouble. They did not have a removal spell, though. Alright, Ledger Shredder's just got to do 20 with Memory Lapse backing it up. This might not be a winning strategy. Ooh, if they're passing without a play, though. Malcolm. Now I can double spell on their turn, trigger my own Ledger Shredder. Cool. 1 to you. Savai Triome. Alright, Malcolm. Start doing your thing. Go get him. Holding a swamp. Land number 5. Probably not in a big hurry to play that when I have 2 looters in play. Here we go. Discard a swamp. Keep the other one back for a Ledger Shredder. Or Malcolm next turn. Oh, I hope this is Fiery Covenant. If they... Oh, wow. What? All right. They just don't want to show me more cards in their deck. All right. All right. We're getting low. We did it. I don't know if that's going to be a typical outcome. My eyes keep going to this Graveyard Trespasser. Just feel like that card should be in my deck. But opponent hasn't convinced me I need to do that yet. Same deck. Let's go. Okay. I'm much more happy with 2 black sources in my opening hand than 2 blue sources in this deck. I'd rather find blue as we go. I understand that a hand has a bunch of blue cards in it, but the black cards are what make this deck really get off the ground and function. All right, Bronco. This is a big one if it sticks. And I do have Subtlety. Hell no. All right, pitch Counterspell to Subtlety this thing. This is not a card I'm in any position to beat. And they did put it on top. And attack first, see if I can spike the land. Would love to play a card this turn. Valky, God of Lies. All right. I am going to play a card this turn. Good news, everybody. What's in your hand? A bunch of stuff that's not a creature. Okay. So they're drawing Teferi here. They have Zagoth Triome, Lightning Bolt, Time Warp, Wheel of Fortune. Coalition Relic. This can cast Lightning Bolt. All right, they're building up the stable here. Recognize Teferi doesn't work anymore. I bought the turn I needed to versus that one. That sucks, but it's going to happen. Ooh. Griefia. Perfectly good 4-mana play. I'm going to take Teferi. I kind of want to make them Wheel of Fortune and give me a fresh start. He said in the chat, can't take my good cards if I have none. True. Right, Rockrin Triome. And they're going to Time Warp first, because might as well. That's a free roll. You got the mana, might as well spend it, see what happens before this Wheel of Fortune. All right, land, wheel. We're going to wheel with 3 mana still up at the other side. Fresh 7 for me. Let's go. There's the wheel. My 7's not great, but Guardian Scale Lord actually pops off immediately. Yeah, I'm just going to play Scale Lord and back up. When this attacks, return target non-land permanent card with mana value X or less to the graveyard of the battlefield where X is this creature's power. Alright, please don't have a counterspell. They started tapping mana, then untapped it. Clearly something is happening. Oh, it's just cycling Spar's HQ in response. Digging for Force of Will. Oh no, I got dazed out of this deck. What a tough beat. Okay, opponent's got 8 cards in hand and 11 life. My Guardian Scale Lord is dead. Virtual Persistence is my next big play I can make. Library of Alexandria, yep. Off you go. 5 in the pool. 6 in the pool. Across all colors. Generous Int. Yeah, that's huge. What am I supposed to do against that? I have a Menace creature. I can at least do that against it. And then I have Lazav and Voidwalker. I've got some evasion and their life total's pretty low. Virtue of Persistence can also come down next turn and start reanimating a creature every turn. Ousting my Voidwalker. I go to 19. Drawing off Library. They certainly can't attack here. Lazav can become a copy of things. Is there anything worth copying? I can copy Baleful Strix and take to the skies, and I get to draw a card. Oh, this says reach. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Oh, Baleful Strix has... Oh, Death Touch. I might be able to trick my opponent into doing this. I'm going to exile Baleful Strix. And then when I crack a clue, this can become Baleful Strix. This might just push damage through if they're not willing to trade their Ent for a Baleful Strix. I crack my clue. I would like this to become a Strix. And I redraw the Voidwalker that was there from Oust. Push 3 damage. And Voidwalk with me. Oh no, the Jacker. I got my spell jacked. That does have to attack. Oh, I can just kill this. Never mind. Lochthwain's Scorn. -3/-3. I gain 2 life. Okay, my spell was temporarily jacked. But now Virtue is suspended. Or adventured, whatever this is called. And they are dead on board. They have to deal with the board. And then also Lochthwain's Scorn is coming down. Smirking Spelljacker is cool. I like that card. Vindicated my grief. Sentinel of the Nameless City. Just start mapping. Brazen Borrower. I could shove this Virtue and hope it works. Or I could Brazen Borrow. I don't have triple blue. Or I do have triple blue. Never mind. I do have triple blue. All right. This does actually just put lethal on board, which I like when my opponent is close to death. They have a food, so I guess it doesn't put lethal on board. It does keep them backpedaling, though. I can afford to draw a card with Pete land here. It's another land, don't worry. There goes the food. They're at 6. Library activation. 13 cards left in their deck, 8 cards in their hand. Sentinel's back. Steam Vents tapped. Cast Borrower in the end step. Pyrokinesis brutal. Pitching Fury. Okay, they're really good against creatures, it turns out. And I'm really good at drawing lands. All right, Virtue Persistence. You have to win this game on your own. Go. Please don't have an answer to this. There's red in the pool from Coalition Relic. Oh god, what is this? Cruel Ultimatum? 4th Air Legacy for 9. I'm just dead in one shot. Alright, yeah, cool. Okay. That one got away from us. Library of Alexandria is busted. Graveyard Trespasser is another sticky friend that I can play. I kind of feel like I have too many lands in this deck, but also feel like I need them all to cast my spells. I saw one Planeswalker. I'm thinking about this Bone Shards. Is this something I want access to? Alright, just more threats, less answers. Alright, Horso. Keep this. Please don't have an answer for it on turn 1. Because I am going to pitch my Fractured Identity to it. Snake Horse. Go. Don't kill me. Steam Vents. No! The Lightning Bolt is in the hand. We're dead. We're so dead. GIX? Jesus Christ. I'm just going to draw with Pete land immediately, and it's another land. We've lost. That was a pretty all-in decision. I don't regret it. I don't regret the keep. I'm just super bummed that they had the Lightning Bolt in hand. Ledger Shredder's here, though. This is the type of card that can change my hand from a bad hand to a good hand. Ousted. Alright, they had multiple 1-mana removal spells in the hand. Ponder. Save me. Fix everything. This Ledger Shredder is not good. Oh, if I had just waited on Ponder and go Shredder plus Ponder next turn, that's probably a better use of my resources. Yeah, I can't afford to draw this swamp. I'm going to shuffle and just draw a land anyway. Cool. That was definitely a mistake. I just got excited that I drew Ponder, forgetting that if most of your cards are bad, Ponder's a pretty bad card to have to cast. A Voidwalker is a threat. Stoic Sphinx. Alright, this is going to win the race versus Voidwalker. And the Sphinx gets in for 5. Tameo. I can't make them discard or sacrifice anymore. And they just got their Lightning Bolt back. The Lightning Bolt will be exiled, per the rules. But my creature's gone, so who cares? Alright, Valky. Please take a very good card from my opponent's hand. Nope, Mana Tithe and Wheel of Fortune. Plussing Tameo. They named Smirking Spelljacker and did not hit it. Ooh, holding back the Sphinx. I like anything that gives me an opportunity to maybe play this game ever. Burst Lightning, where did that even come from? Oh, I guess they got to draw for their turn. Yeah, you're allowed to draw for your cards on your turn, I guess. Tameo is plussing. They milled over a bunch of stuff, didn't get what they wanted again, but did put 4th Aerolingus in the graveyard for next turn that they can pick up with Tameo and send it. Virtue. Oh, my sweet, merciful Poseidon. I can cast Virtue here, but I know they're holding Mana Tithe. And Lockpoint Scorn is a sorcery, so I can never hit this hexproof creature, unless they cast a spell on my turn. And even if they do minus Tameo and just tap out for a 4th Aerolingus that gets memory lapsed here, they just cast Lingus next turn. Now, this Sphinx is really good. They keep naming Smirking Spelljacker and keep milling different cards. I'm just going to lose to this Sphinx, though. It doesn't matter. Oh my god. If they cast a spell, I can kill Sphinx now. But they don't need to cast a spell to win this game. And if Sphinx hits me one more time... Okay, they're going for Teferi. Okay, Teferi's been cast. I'm going to lapse Teferi. And then I can Bitter Triumph the Sphinx. They have 1 unknown in hand right now. We have 0 unknowns in hand right now. I think I want to pay the life for Bitter Triumph and have a chance at this Virtue. They're drawing Teferi again. Okay. Okay, I will pay 3 life to kill the Sphinx. It was going to deal more than that to me anyway. They can bounce my Chrome Mox and just Shadow Realm me. That is what happened. They did tap out land. Oh, Liliana. And they did just generously give me a Chrome Mox to discard. Oh, I can't make them discard. Fucking Tamiyo. It just didn't do anything. Liliana just doesn't work versus Tamiyo. They choose a card, then don't discard it. That's so funny. Yeah, that was the turn where I needed to draw a land and play Virtue while they tapped out of Mana Tithe. Now I can't possibly win. Alright, well, there's a land. They have so much mana here, they can make Servo, untap, make the thing. They can't quite make it a 4-4 this turn. And I can't make them sacrifice it next turn. I can hit it with Virtue, except that I can't because they can just sack it. And they can Wheel of Fortune as an instant, in case that becomes important. This Teferi is just checking me. Okay, I'm going to try to kill this thing and hope they don't just flip it into a Thopter. I'm playing 2, hoping my opponent messes up here, which is not a good place to have to be. Okay, you got me. Tamiyo checking the Liliana is just too much. I can't work my way through this Mana Tithe, which I think would have been the first card they discarded, and then exactly not enough to get Virtue going. Tough beats. GG's though. Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to TopDeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic. I'm on the draw for round 2, and I have my mana under me, which I'm going to count as a win. Hand needs to draw some action, though. Llanowar Elves. Island Go. Elvish Mystic. And Outland Liberator. Alright, well, it's going to be nighttime. Malcolm. I guess just play Malcolm now. I'm not going to do that, though. They're going to have 5 mana next turn. I might need to lap something. I'd rather Malcolm. In for 3. Scavenging Ooze. Okay. Alright, Malcolm. Go get him. And they've got 2 cards left in their hand. I've secured a looter. Attack. Loot. Get rid of this basic island. I can double spell here and flip the Trap Master back. Trap Maker. Trap Breaker. Strix. Ponder. We're doing it. We're doing something. I don't know what it is, but it's happening. I like Liliana. Do I like Liliana, or is this a shuffle? They have so many mana dorks. This is a shuffle, actually. Grief. Alright, I actually like Grief. Green-white in the end step. Ardenvale Fealty makes a 2-2. Well, this is going to be hard to beat. The Virtue untaps their whole squad and puts a +1 counter on it every turn. Yikes. Just when I thought we were gaming. I will trade literally anything for this Baleful Strix right now. Yep, including that. Because that's just going to get bigger. If Liberator flips, Strix just dies anyway. Yep, busted. Is there even a way out of this? Because the adventure part is an instant. There's not even like a sequence where, unless they tap out, I can bounce this thing, grief it out of their hand. I guess I just attack first and see what Malcolm comes up with. Fractured Identity. Alright, that's something I can play with. I'm going to discard this basic island. I'm going to have to take a giant hit next turn, probably. But I'll grief your last card now. Solitude. Happy to see that go. Scavenging Ooze has a lot to eat here. Okay. Is my life total going to hold up long enough here to Fractured Identity, their Virtue of Loyalty, and then get Brazen Borrower happening? Oh, they drew Palace Jowler. Oh my god. Can't catch a break. I needed them to draw Forest that turn, and even then the game was going to be competitive. They did not draw Forest. They did way better. I'll trade off with Outland Liberator while I still can. Their creatures are all going to untap, so the attack there wasn't going to work. Okay, so if I Fractured Identity Palace Jailer, I get back Malcolm, and I can jail the Ooze. And then I have to Chump Block to hope to be alive. Whatever. Chump Block, hope I'm alive is better than dead immediately. Okay, take your Ooze. I get to draw a card. Chump, chump. Hope to draw a removal spell. I drew a removal spell. We're grinding back. Stop drawing spells. Okay, another gigantic creature. I'm just gonna chump here. I think I need the Monarch, and I can't let them have Scavenging Ooze back. Pest Infestation revealed off of the map token. That card's really good. Makes a bunch of pests next turn that all get bigger. Okay, now what? I have 6 mana. I can Bone Charge discarding Memory Lapse. I need 6 mana here to just keep the Monarch at all. Right, Bone Charge, discard Lapse. Or no, I needed 5 mana. Incapable of counting. It's fine. Lazav. Lazav exists to jump block. Removal spells, Deep Cavern Bat. This Virtue is completely unbeatable. You block one of these, bounce the other one, which does at least reset the count. It goes from 4-4 about to be 5-5 to 1-1 about to be 2-2. We'll probably just make 2 bugs though. Or 4 bugs? 4 bugs. Yeah, 4's a lot of bugs. Bitter Triumph. I have drawn pretty well, but they've drawn slightly better. That was almost the stability card, but instead, we are destroyed. Yeah, damn. Almost competitive. If they had one less good draw, that would have been a reasonable showing. Can I cast Arc Trail? No, I have 1 Badlands and no way to fetch it. The mana's just horrendous here. Okay, back in we go. Deep. Swamp Go from me. Savai Triumph. Island Bronco. Best card in my deck. This is the card that put my draft onto this trajectory. Great. It's dead. And it's gone. Okay, I'm getting a little tempo something going here. Memory Lapse you, then Subtlety you. If I draw a Black Source ever, Turok's ready to go. Lapse this back to the top. Baleful Strix, okay. Reasonable follow-up. I'm going to keep Subtlety up, though. There's a good chance they just replay that thing. Or something bigger and scarier. Subtlety. They tapped Ancient Tomb to do that. They could still cast another spell this turn. And that they will do. The Ardent Veil Fealty. Oh my goodness, I can double spell. Insane. You get to see so many cards right now. Ledger Shredder, let's go. Do I want to hold out for the white land to cast the best card in my deck? Turok has pro white, which is a big deal on this board. I'm drawing to 2 outs to cast this Fractured Identity. I'm going to swing for the fences. I get another draw here. Brazen Borrower, that's nice. My next Ledger Shredder is probably going to be Fractured Identity if it doesn't find a white source, but I want to give myself at least 1 shot at that. Sentinel in the Nameless City for the 3rd time finally resolves. And they mapped up Plains into their hand. They don't have attacks this turn. That helps. Ooh. Turok, Con Queso. They only have 3 cards in their hand. I'll take 2 of them now. Cleared a Minskin Boo. Yikes. Close call. Fly for... Oh, that should have been 6. Fly for 5, I guess. Maybe I want Strix back to challenge the Sentinel. A play that I totally made on purpose, and not because I just clicked through combat quickly. Broadside Bombardiers. Extremely potent. That can safely attack into Baleful Strix. Okay, here it comes. It can sack the map token to deal 2. That's pretty devastating. Oh, it sacked the creature. Okay. Do I want to trade Turok for this Sentinel? 4, 5, 6. I have them at 1 on the backswing. These flying creatures are really good, though. I am going to block with Turok. Yeah, it just doesn't change the clock. Revealed Bristly Bill. I don't think they're keeping that. Yeah, not helpful. Grief. I think I just want to Brazen Borrow whatever they play this turn, and then finish them off in combat. The Bombardier is just a 3/3, unless they play other cards. Winds of Abandon. That's pretty powerful. I guess I will search for some basic lands, and they're dead. Yeah, this can't sack itself. And Boast is on, but doesn't do anything. 3 power flyer into your 3 life. We did it. Okay, Winds of Abandon, card in their deck. Good to know. We're on the board with a win, though. As predicted, I spent that entire game with a white card in my hand and no way to cast it, because the mana's bad. We've now seen Minskin Boo. Horrifying. I don't think that changes anything about my sideboard plan. Graveyard Trespasser is just bigger than Lazav. I think that matters in this matchup. Okay, a blue hand I'm happy with. Island Ponder. Island Pitch Ponder to Chromux Keep. Opponent mulled to 6. And we have Avacyn's Pilgrim. Yeah, I think I actually am just pitching Ponder to Chromux to get Malcolm going. Ponder will see more cards one way or another. They just gave me a bunch of green mana. Watley, Poet of Unity. Search your library for a basic land, put it in your hand. Exile this, comes back as some insane thing for 5 mana. Sure. They tutor to Mountain. I'll play Malcolm here. More blue mana. Attack. I hope Watley doesn't have Secret Reach. She doesn't. Okay, found a swamp. We're almost doing it. Except I still can't cast Liliana. Headliner Scarlet. Enters the battlefield. Creatures target player controls can't block. Beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library and look at that card. You may look at it and play that card this turn. Alright, 3/3 haste though. My creatures can't block. They were never going to. I'm at 15. Counterspell, right on time. Attack. Malcolm's just got to keep looting. He doesn't do anything else. I don't think I can afford to play Liliana here. It just doesn't do anything. We get to exile their top card. I gotta hope for subtlety and flip the race somehow. They can flip Watley here. Yeah, that's good. Just doing it. Not even hesitating. Just, yep, this is what's happening. You get 2 dinosaurs this turn. Next turn, creatures can tap for mana. Turn 3, you could search your deck for a dinosaur. And then the last one, dinos gain double strike. I think I just have to trade here. Which sucks because I am both not winning a game where I block with this and not winning a game where I'm attacking with it. There's a word for that. It's called losing. I attack with Malcolm. Malcolm loots away. I hate to lose Counterspell here, but I think, or it's Counterspell or Liliana. No, it's Liliana. I think it's actually pretty easily Liliana. What am I even talking about? Okay, Liliana's gone. Nurturing Peatland, cast Graveyard Trespasser, leave up Counterspell. And because of their Yavimaya, I don't take 1 off of my Nurturing Peatland. Awesome. And Malcolm's on next turn. Oh, as long as this is in play, their creatures tap for these. This isn't this turn. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So next turn, it's like a giant dino ritual. Broadside Bombardiers. I think I just counter that. That thing just kills me really hard. They're in for 6, not blocking. I need this Trespasser to work. And they have another spell. Winds of Abandon targeting Malcolm. No! He was working so hard. He was about to be there. Okay, I'm gonna draw a card off Nurturing Peatland. Baleful Strix, happy to see it. Strix to rock. That's so close to being good. Trespasser, exile, Bombardiers gain me a life, drain them for 1. And I have to play out the swamp or else I can't even cast Bitter Triumph. Much less have options about how I'm going to use it. Right, they can tutor a dinosaur here. Do they have a big one? No. Okay, great. It looks like they're trying to resolve an X spell and struggling with the MTGO interface. Zenith for 2. Okay, confirmed. We know there's a Scavenging Ooze in there at least. Outland Liberator. Okay. We both gain from day and night. Discard a card or pay 3 life. This isn't the sack a creature one, unfortunately. They've got a Giver of Runes. I'm going to pay 3 life to kill one of these dinosaurs because it's going to deal 3 to me anyway. And it's going to have double strike next turn. Get rid of that. Go to 5. Shockingly dangerous life total. Oh, interesting. They can give their double striking dinosaur protection from black next turn. I don't have enough mana to Tarok them and then Bone Shards the Tarok. The mana is just so bad in this deck. Trespasser, exile Outland Liberator. I go to 6. Yeah, I just lose if I don't kill this dinosaur. Would I rather have Tarok next turn or keep Trespasser in play now? I think Trespasser's better. This sucks though. Terrible exchange. Terrible but necessary. Alright, their dinos get double strike and then Huatli dies. Elvish Mystic, that's little. Okay, they're Hellbent and my creature beats their board. That card's really good someday. Attack, get the Huatli. Okay, they're just blocking this turn. I think I want to just take the Giver of Runes now. That blocks their stuff, protects my creature next turn. They're in top deck mode. If they rip Minsc and Boo right now, good job, you win. But in this nickel and dime game where I just hope that somebody draws poorly, oh yeah, we did it. We won a match. Nice, on to the final round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the draw in the final round. Chrome Mox gets me black. Oh no, I clicked mulligan. I meant to keep this hand. Oh my god. Well, my hand ended up better, so scoreboard world. Yikes, that was stupid. Okay. Dothy Voidwalker is my uncastable card right now. I will use that as the tiebreaker. I meant to keep that first hand, but it's fine. That's one of the fears that I always have as somebody who plays on camera all the time, is I'm like just terrified of mulliganing a hand I meant to keep. And it finally happened after all these years. Or keep a hand I meant to mulligan. Been pretty good on that conversion rate, actually. Well, 0-1 Tarmogoyf, you got it. If I play Baleful Strix, it does answer Tarmogoyf. If they just kill Baleful Strix, it suddenly makes Goyf huge. But Strix is in play. It currently just beats Tarmogoyf in combat. Death Touch, unrelated. Commercial District is likely to change that. Tarmogoyf is a 1-2 now. And they don't want to trade, deal. Oh, yeah, I'll just take it for freezies. First time Liliana has been remotely playable or defensible in this entire league. Sack that Goyf. And then I will attack for 1. My deck has to attack. I can't worry about a haste creature clearing Liliana here. Oh, just the best possible thing they could ever have. Cool. It's cool. Brazen Borrower answers this extremely well, and then the turn after I Brazen Borrow, I will just have a Minsc and Boo. So this actually is working out great. I'm going to Valky their hand and leave up Brazen Borrower. Flameslash, One Ring, Umezawa's Jitte. Great. Their deck is awesome. Okay. I can never beat Boo normally, so I'm just going to attack their face. Guy's Cradle, Ignoble Hierarch. Alright, at least I'm working with perfect info here. Jitte's fine. They gassed up the Boo. Equipped the Boo. Yeah, they just went all in on the thing that plays into the play I was going to make anyway. I needed that reprieve. And seeing the One Ring in their hands, not thrilling. But I will have a Minsc and Boo ready to go. Fracture your Minsc and Boo. Worth it on the splash. Give me this. I'll take this Boo. I'll put some counters on it. And I will bring the pain. One Ring is the only card in the hand. Baleful Strix currently back to eat this Ignoble Hierarch if it wants to pick up a Jitte. And if I can hold up Counterspell moving forward, I'll be in pretty good shape. Yep, they are sending the Jitte in. I'll block here. Then you get the counters. My creature's a 4-4. One Ring resolves. Now I have to beat this One Ring. Caustic Bronco, cool. Put 3 counters on Boo. Bronco can show up and just eat the Jitte counters, or I could leave up a removal spell and just hold Bronco back. I don't think Bronco's going to change this game. Hold up Counterspell. Ring has drawn 3 cards now. Alana and Elena. First Strike and Reach, not Haste. No Hexproof, just a creature. Equip the Jitte to it. Okay, my opponent looks super dead here. Bitter Triumph, pay the 3 life. And then I can 14 them with Counterspell backup, just with Minsc and Boo. No, they could have gained 4, but yeah, they were pretty far behind. Okay. Taking their Minsc and Boo is good. Maybe I should have drafted that card myself. Once again, Trespasser is just bigger than Lazav. Maybe that's the cut I was looking for the whole time. I got really focused on having a 2-drop and just curving out, but I don't know how reasonable that was versus just playing the better card. I'm kind of interested in Vindicate knowing they have Minsc and Boo in their deck, but I'm not interested in stretching my splash even further. Yeah, I'll just submit my deck. I do have ways to kill Planeswalkers and a bunch of counter spells. Oh god. Cape, begrudgingly. I know they have a bunch of powerful things at 4, and having the Drain available for that time is what I'm going for here. Oh, I could pitch the Drain to kill the Lumberjack. I'm not going to do that. If they cast their powerful 4 onto, they deserve it. Generous Plunderer. Okay, that's a creature that makes treasures for everybody. And they're attacking for 1. I think I'm just going to hold up Drain, because I can cast Virtue off of a treasure next turn without ever tapping out of Drain, and right now, I don't mind taking 4 from combat. And if they shove some, like, 7-drop in, sack a forest, sack their treasure, that's fine with me. Attack, the trigger deals 1, and then the attack deals 3. Agatha's Soul Cauldron, I don't really care about. A Virtue, Locthwain Scorn, the Plunderer, still holding up Drain, and their treasure has turned on my Fractured Identity. They're just putting a +1 counter on Lumberjack. And now if I drain something, there's a very good chance I can resolve Virtue, but Virtue's not good with Soul Cauldron in play. There's a multi-layer system in play right now. Okay, I'm going to let them have this because I can Fractured Identity it, and if I sack my treasure to just mana drain some random thing, then I can't do that anymore. Stomping Ground's in their hand. Attacking for 2, just while you put Lumberjack in your deck to attack with it. Okay, I will use my identity here. It taps me out of Drain for 1 turn. Hope we survive this. But now I have the biggest creature. No, not anymore. It's gone. And it's gone. Strip Mine. I don't care about that particularly. They have Stomping Ground and 1 unknown in the hand. If the unknown isn't something insanely fucked right now, it's fine though. Attacking for 2, and passed. Grief. Do I want to Grief that last card from their hand? I don't think that I do, because I'm more worried about the top of their deck right now. They could have cast a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could have cast a 7-drop last turn and it didn't. So what is this card in their hand, and why would I care about it? There's the Stomping Ground. 2 turns from now, I can play Grief and still hold up Drain. Ooh, okay. I can't hold up Drain because I don't have the sources to do it because they strip mine me. I'll stick with the plan of use my life total as a resource. Gaia's Cradle, Forest from hand. Ornery Tumblewag. I think this one's good enough to drain because it will actually just sort of run away with the game. And my creatures aren't big enough for it. Like, if they've waited this long to deploy Minsc and Boo, they're going to get me. But now I can, with the drain mana, Ledger Shredder, Grief them, and then map onto something. I get a Ledger Shredder Connive in between. A 3 colorless Shredder and Grief. Is Turok better? Yeah, Turok's better. It's basically the same thing, except it gets bigger. I'm going to loot away Chrome Mox. Legolas's Quick Reflexes. Alright, so they're not going to discard a card. Oh, they can kill my Ledger Shredder. That's so cool. Sack a forest to kill target creature. Sure. Alright, fun. I do still connive away the bad card, though. Turok resolves. I can map onto him. Found another land, of course. And then Nurturing Peatland can draw another land next turn. We're now both Hellbent, but they have Agatha Soul Cauldron and a 3/3. And they're tapping mana. Ugh. Yeah, that makes this big. Yep, they Cauldron onto Alana. That makes the Lumberjack even bigger. And I'm going to draw my card now. Need a removal spell pretty quick. That qualifies. This creature does not have trample, so I'm going to block it. That's a lot of damage to just let through at this point. Oof. Alright, well, here's Badlands. Would I rather Brazen Borrow? Does it matter? I guess having the ability to replay Brazen Borrower matters. If they draw any creature, I lose. If they're putting another point on Alana. I'm going to wait until combat to bounce Brazen Borrower, or bounce with Brazen Borrower. That Legolas's quick reflexes on a creature with a tap ability was so sick. Okay, end step Brazen Borrower, looking for another removal spell. Liliana is kind of a removal spell. She can at least make this just one creature instead of two. Play the Grief as my chump blocker and attack them because this can't block anyway. Now I need them to brick off for multiple turns in a row while I draw extremely good cards. They're tapping mana. Bad news. All right, we're dead. Okay. That one was kind of tight and interesting for a little while. Vindicate is a removal spell that's in my sideboard. Once again, the same problems I've had with Vindicate throughout the league are still true. It is a white card. I probably have to add a Plains if I'm adding Vindicate. Valky has been pretty terrible, but we're now against a creature-heavy deck. Maybe Memory Lapse is bad. I took this early and kind of built my whole identity around it in the draft. But if I'm not already way ahead, it just doesn't matter. I actually think I should cut a Swamp instead of an Island. Yeah, that leaves black, then blue, then white as the most represented colors here. I'm in. Oh no, I cut a Swamp! The card I cut a Swamp for is not in my hand. Terrible mana. Oh my god. Alright, I did cut a Swamp for that one. I will keep this and put one of these cards on the bottom. There's a squeeze in every single direction here. If I bottom the Plains, then Counterspell is off. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to put the Plains that I boarded in straight to the bottom of my deck. And I think I'd rather make sure I could Counterspell on 2 than maybe Voidwalker on 2. Ooh, Bronco. Alright, Fear is the Mind Killer. I'm not going to hold up Counterspell just in case they cast a 4-drop. I'm playing the Caustic Bronco, and if I lose because I made this decision, that's the world we're in. Looks like they do have a Slammer. I hope whatever this is can be cleaned up by Bitter Triumph. Grim Lavamancer. And Halana. Okay. Well, that's horrible. Oh, they're attacking. Well, that's good news. Okay. Alright. What do I even do here? Alright. I attack first, because I get the flip before I have to decide what I'm going to do. I found another removal spell. I'm going to pay 3 life to kill Halana, and I'll play this Island and pass. I love how they did not activate Orcish Lumberjack at all last game, and then they just used it as a Black Lotus this game in the time that it mattered. Okay. I could Dothy Voidwalker and saddle up. I'm going to do that. It can't block anyway. Saddle 3. And I can't really afford to lose life here. They have something. Stomp. Well, that is a creature and a removal spell. I'm using Counterspell instead of Drain because I would just end up with the mana in the second main phase right now, which does not help me. And now there's a Bonecrusher Giant in the Void, which might be more useful to me than a Dothy Voidwalker in play. I don't get the choice. Abrade and Strip Mine. Just coming for everything. I'm at 5. Alright, I'm going to attack. Flip to Ponder. Pretty low cost, all things considered. I'm going to discard a card, discard Chrome Mox to kill Grim Lavamancer, and I'm going to leave up Mana Drain. They saw the Ponder, then I didn't cast it. They should smell shenanigans here. Cycling Jetmir's Garden is the best they could do. I am at 4, though. I could just die to this Caustic Bronco. Tundra. Okay, I can Ponder to set up a Bronco. Oh, every single one of these kills will be perfect. Its controller may pay 1 life if they do draw a card. Okay, so GIX is optional. Alright, I guess I'll take the GIX now. Oh, did I stack that backwards? I was supposed to saddle with GIX and 5-ball them. Okay, attack. Oh, I did do that. Alright, no, I did it correctly. Cool. I am not going to pay a life to draw a card here. Somehow I feel like the difference between 1 and 2 life is going to matter. Just slamming Minskin Boo. Haste creature. Alright, yep. Just a little too slow here. Orcish Lumberjack is busted. Okay, a 1 and 2 record, which is about expected because I knew this deck was terrible as I was building it. This just isn't how I would normally approach drafting or deck building. As far as constructing the deck we do have, I do think Trespasser should have been in over Lazav. Maybe I should have tried to do the Atraxa Reanimator thing just as another angle the deck has. Between Malcolm, Ledger Shredder, Bone Shards, Bitter Triumph, probably could have made a little run at that. Mostly just the mana's terrible. Even if this strategy isn't a top tier thing to be doing in Cube, the mana was just so horrendous. Building this deck and seeing Counterspell and Mana Drain next to Dothy Voidwalker and Terractor Cantor is just playing it all on basic lands, basically. Tough beats from the start. I'm glad we got a win at all. I wasn't convinced that was going to happen. It is fun to push myself out of my comfort zone, though, and try to make other things happen, like really stress test the cube and push my own range of decks I'm comfortable with. Because if left to my own devices, I would end up Grixis combo or Blue-White X control every single cube draft. The learning process, folks, it can be painful. Wrapping this one up, this was episode 2. There's probably going to be an episode 3. Obviously, I haven't collected a trophy yet. It's just if I'm going to have time to do another one of these. I'll do my best to keep the series rolling. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.